Hello, Steemits. Hello, YouTube. How are you? Just thought I'd come at you with a quickfire video tutorial for Pixlr once more. Obviously, the great free online photo editing tool that you can get at pixlr.com. I'm still surprised by how many people who ask me how much it is. It's free, it's free, it's free. It costs nothing. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little paper effect, this kind of notepaper, notepad kind of effect. It's quite an effective little effect, and there might be various reasons why you might want to turn paper into sort of scrap paper. I'm going to show you quickly two ways because I actually combined two ways as I was kind of researching this and doing various little tricks. I thought, oh yeah, that's quite good. I ended up combining the two methods. So I'll show you the two methods, but you can obviously decide to do one or the other, but I'll show you them kind of rolled into one. Okie dokie. Right, first thing we need to do is we need to open up a new image. We're going to make that roughly, oops, no, I don't want to go presets. We're going to make that roughly sort of 1200-ish by 1200-ish. Doesn't have to be exact. I just like it being that big because it gives me room to work in and to shrink down later if I so want. Okay, we'll call this paper tutorial. Okie dokie. Right, so I've got that. Now the first thing I'm going to do is to draw my piece of paper. So I'm going to do that by going over here to the, not the clone stamp, the drawing tool. I'm going to choose rounded rectangle. I'm going to say no border, and yeah, I've already set that earlier when I was messing about, radius 45. I'm going to choose this color here, am I? No, I'm going to choose this color here. I decided to choose it because I felt it was very close to that kind of, that, what do they call those things? Those sticky notes, notepad kind of things. And, I just thought it was a good color. So, okie dokie. So, yeah, I'm on rounded triangle. So, I'm just going to draw my piece of paper. And so I'm going to make it, yeah, about yay big. Okie dokie. Oh, that didn't, I was using the wrong color sampler. I should have been using this one up here above fill shape, but that's cool because I will just change the color now by sampling that with the eyedropper and clicking OK. Oh, right, I know, of course I can't do that because that's for the next shape. So there we go, I'll just fill it in. Right, now what we're going to do is we're going to put our text on it first. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click up here. That's going to create a new text layer. It's on French script MT just because I like that kind of handwriting script. Oops, 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 oops. To do, of course, we can't see it because it's the same color as our page. So let's turn that into black. Say OK, hit italics, and give it another space here so that we can see all of the letter when it slopes to the right. Okie dokie, yep, I'm happy with that to do, and OK. Right, now what we want to do is we want to add our list items. Oh no, sorry, what we're going to do now is we're going to add our line. So we're still on A, as long as we don't click on this text, we won't select it. We click over here to create another a layer. And actually, just before I do that, just because we're going to have a lot of layers in, oops. We're going to have a lot of layers in this, so I'm just going to call this list. List layer. No, sorry, pad layer. Notepad. I'm going to call this notepad. There we go. Sorry, you'll see why I was sort of jumping around with names as we go through the tutorial. Okay, so there's nothing on layer 2. So we're going to, right now we're going to add our lines. I'm going to just come a bit closer actually before I do that. There we go. Oops, there we go. Come a bit closer. Drag our little red square there so it's at center. Right, okay, so we're on text. Go like this, and what did we use? We used the one up. It began with a B. I really should be writing these down. Sorry, Steamer. It's called. It's just under here. Okay, next we're going to put down our lines, and we're going to use this one here, Brandley Hand ITC. I'm going to click here, and we're just going to put the underscore in as a continual line. It doesn't matter too much about our sizes. Then we're going to copy the line, so I'm just going to select it, Control C, and then I'm going to double return and Control V, double return, Control V, double return, Control V. Okay, slightly different dimensions to the one I just showed you, so I'm going to do single return actually. Now we're going to make our holes in the side of the paper, so we're just going to go back down to the notepad layer, get our rubber, and we're just going to make a couple of holes for reference. When we're just going to stick off the paper as if it's been ripped off. So we're going to do there. It's one of those ring bindery kind of notepads. Right, now we're going to go up to here. Actually, we should have called this our lines. Lines. There we go, and let's make sure they are sitting right on top of notepad. There we go. Got our to do lines, and layer 2 is blank. So we're just going to delete that. It's right at the top. Okay, so we're going to delete that, and then we are going to come to our lines. We're going to rasterize the layer, and we're going to go free transform, edit, free transform, and we're just going to make these babies bigger. I'm going to start by holding shift, but then I'm going to, then I'm going to look at those changes. Now we're going to write our to-do list. Okie dokie. And the first thing on the to-do list will be, I'm going to do a little dash like this. Oops. A little dash, hyphen, whatever you call it. Dash, vote for CryptoG, because of course we all need to do that. There we go. I'll make that black so we can see it. Say OK. I'm going to go back to my French script MT. Move a lot more than they should do. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to move that down to sort of about there, just above the line there. Okie dokie. And just move that out of the way. Just click off actually, just say OK so I can see it without the box around it. Yep, that's fine. Okay, so now I'm going to make sure I'm still on vote for CryptoG, and I'm going to duplicate the layer twice. Okay, I'm going to come up to the top vote for CryptoG, the middle one, go to my move tool. Oh, no, I don't need to go to my move tool actually, I just need to be on my text tool, and then I click it and select and move down, and I'm going to change this to Resteam CryptoG. Oops, Resteam CryptoG. Okay, I'm happy with that. What I'm going to just quickly do is go to the vote for CryptoG and change that to italics. So I meant to do that, make it more handwriting-y, and put a space at the end so that we can see the second E properly. Okay, so we've done that. Once you're happy with the positions, we can Are we happy with the positions? Yes, we can. Yes, we are. So we're going to flatten the image. So we're going to say image, layer, flatten image, all down to 1. There we go. That's all on the notepad. There, we can move that around now as one image. Okay. To add to this, we might want to go to our little drawing tool. Where are we? Where are we? Drawing tool. Choose ellipse. Do we want to fill the shape? No, we don't. We don't want to fill the shape. We're just going to do an outline. So don't fill the shape. Border size 1. Let's make that a little bit thicker. No. There we go. 2 or 3 is fine. And we're going to draw the shape. Just draw a little circle here. Okay. And I'm going to just undo that and change the color. Sorry, change the color to black, which we should have. Oh, blue, we don't. I'm going to kind of go for that biro blue. Okay. And draw there. That's great. In fact, I'm going to zoom in on that just to move my screen down to here. Now I'm going to draw 2 more ellipses, little small ones. There we go. As if it's like oh, not quite. Didn't want to do that. To drag out a bit. There we go. That's perfect. There we go. Right. That's good. And then we might even go on the brush. That's wrong brush. And come and splodge it slightly. Brush is a bit too big. Let's go 9. There we go. That's perfect. Just kind of splodge around a bit. There we go. Okay, we like that. Right, now let's get on to the effect. Now, as I was saying, there are 2 ways you can do this. Just move this into the middle. There are 2 ways you can do this. We can go to our brushes, and I'll just reset mine. So I always like to do that in case anyone's seeing these for the first time, so we don't miss out any bits. Go to our brushes, say more, make sure you're on artistic and choose crushed paper, then add. And you'll see here from number 644 to 505, the crushed paper. Now what you can do is, I went for this kind of grey colour, because it kind of gives that, well, you'll see now, I'll show you now. So I'm going to go onto a brush. I'm going to choose, I think it's 505 I like to start with, yeah, 505. And then we can just start, as you see there, adding this crushed paper look. Okay, so 435, and we will do that. Okay, I'm going to bring you back in a sec because I'm going to mess around with this for a little while. Right, okay, welcome back. I've just been messing about with the various brushes there, and now what we're going to do, and you can see it's kind of, the shading is kind of giving it this depth as if it's kind of crumpled or crushed paper or what have you. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to work around with the pinch and bloat tools, and anywhere we see the paper kind of looking like it's coming up towards us, we're going to bloat, and anytime it looks like, you know, one of the shadows, we're going to pinch. So around the lettering is where it's going to have the most dramatic effect. So I'm just going to go there, yeah, and sort of pinch there. Might do some there as well. Let's do a bit there. I like it at the end of the lines as well, because you can kind of, you know, it gives it more depth when you bend them away. Let's bloat up here. So bloat there, and one more pinch. Okay, yes, and of course around the Good pinching around the edge of the paper. Pinching and bloating. Yeah. There you go. Pinching, and of course we want this all pinched up. There we go. So now you're starting to see it take shape. Let's just do, what do we want? Let's a little bloat here. Just put that down a bit. That's it, that's what I wanted. And pinch just about there. There we go. Right, so now we've got something that's looking quite nice. Okay, so we could just stay at that. That could be our little effort, and we would just to kind of finish off. What I would do is, where am I? I'll go back onto the eraser. Yeah, get a little brush. Let's click off here, and then just kind of, you know, sort these holes out again and kind of make them a bit more raggedy, so they're not perfect holes, because they wouldn't be, and you know what I mean. When you rip ring binder paper, the ripping isn't always perfect. So I'd do something like that. Take off some of these edges even. Take off some of these edges to make it look especially around, oops, let me zoom in, especially around the side of the holes. Where are we? There we are. There we go, that sort of thing. So that looks quite nice, and I would basically finish that off by adding a new layer. Come down here and fill that layer. I've already got the color here that I've used before. It's kind of browny color. Fill that layer, boom, like so. Clean up all of this, obviously. Where are we? Let's get our eraser. Clean up all of the spare. Okay, hi there, Steamy. I've, as you can see, I've kind of cleaned up the area, and it's not perfect. You know, I would probably carry on. There's a few edges that I need to clean up, but that is basically it. And then I would do my little perspective trick, which I'm going to show you at the end.